Hey, this is Garrett with Around Town Dumpster Rental. Today I'm in Glendale, Arizona, picking up a 20-yard dumpster. This homeowner's filled it up in the last day. I brought him another one. I'm gonna swap this one out. They have some helpers loading it for her. What happened was they had a pest control issue from the previous homeowners that had this chop and drop mindset with the trees, and they had all kinds of clutter around their yard that was attracting bugs and roaches and different critters they no longer wanted around their property. And so we worked with Scott Preller from Green Organics Pest Control to create a strategy on what really needs to be cleaned up. And the homeowner took it seriously, and she's making a big impact. So if you need a really good pest control company that's organic, truly organic, I would talk to Scott from Green Organics. And if you need to clean up your property, we can do it for you, or we can bring you a dumpster and you can load it up. Got a fresh dumpster dropped off. They're ready to load it. I think they've already started even. Yeah, they're going. This dumpster's heavy. It's the first dumpster. They definitely got the heaviest stuff in this one. She prepaid for 6,000 pounds between the two dumpsters. I have a feeling this is probably more than half that. The other one should be light stuff, but picked the other one up on Monday probably, so give her through the weekend. And I think it's a job well done for this homeowner. I think once she's all done, we'll get her to share a review of why she chose dumpsters instead of full service junk removal, kind of share her thoughts on it. I think that she saved a lot of money doing it that way, and she was able to get the job done. A lot of dirt, heavy wood, debris, 5,000 pounds. This customer had 5,460 pounds in here. All right, just getting over to this first dumpster pickup. Grab these cones, left these out because we're so close to the main road. So they got pretty creative with this chain. Let's see, what are they doing here? So this, I'd like to make sure that's done. Okay. Bigger cones. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Got some vinyl touch up I need to work on. See how tall it is. Ah, wow, they did a good job. All kinds of stuff in here. That was easy. Having a good system where it helps so much, where you can trust that the equipment's going to perform right and work. Both tarp arms are working. The height of the tarp works good for this size dumpster. Hydraulics work, no issues. Feels good. Well, we're heading to go pick up our next dumpster and hopefully get it dumped. We got an hour to get over the scales at the transfer station before they close. And I've asked the customer to be on video today, so hopefully I can get their permission to film them. The story on this one is we have a pest control company called Green Organics Pest Control. They're awesome. Scott is the owner. He's fantastic. Well, he had this client who sold their house, and so he started servicing the new owner's home. And there was so much yard waste around the property. It was attracting a lot of critters like roaches and just unwanted pests. beetles, different kinds of insects. And so the homeowner wanted to clean it up. So I went out there and looked at it, said, yeah, we could do a junk removal job, but you're probably looking somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 for our services to do that, maybe more. Or we could bring you some dumpsters. And so she liked that idea better, saved her a lot of money, and we still got business from it, right? I mean, that's his dumpsters, which is great. And she got the end result of a cleaner yard. So I think she's happy. I think the pest control is happy. So let's see if we can get him on video. All right, so this is Scott Preller from Green Organics Pest Control, and we're here with Myra, the homeowner, and they're gonna share their story about why it made sense to clean up the property and use dumpsters.
So this property had a lot of debris around the outside that could cause bug issues. So it really needed a lot of cleanup, and Myra did an amazing job, and this dumpster helped a lot.
Yeah, so I was introduced to Scott from the former owner. We just purchased this house a couple of weeks ago, and from day one, we started to see bugs, big bugs actually, all over the house, in the backyard and the front. So I contacted Scott. He came over immediately, very responsive, and he said the first thing I need to do is just remove the debris. He could treat when he came the first day, but it would be a waste of money, so I respect his honesty, because you know, there are people who are dishonest and take advantage of people in my situation. So he recommended a friend, who's Garrett, with Around Town Junk Removal, and he came out immediately, brought the dumpster. We used 2 dumpsters, filled to the brim, and we have a plan in motion, and I've learned a lot in this process. But the thing to do is just, you know, act on it. Don't hesitate, and get the debris removed, and then put a plan into action. And Scott gave me some valuable tips. No boxes, move the plants from around the house, trim the branches, just, you know, clear it out so that the bugs don't have a easy access. So he's gonna be involved in my life for a while, I think. So
Mine too.
So thankfully Garrett and Scott are good guys, and I totally recommend them. They're awesome to work with and super quick. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you.
Scott, would you like to share anything else, or if people want to get a hold of you for service, would you be open to sharing how to do that?
Absolutely. You can reach us at greenorganicspest.com. Our phone number is 602-448-1180, and we'll be more than happy to take care of you. So when doing organic pest control, it's really important to use a whole approach, thinking about the property as a whole and not just thinking about what to spray. So like Myra was saying, cleaning up the yard was a big first step to making sure we get good control on this property and the issues that are going on. That's the first step. Landscape control is pest control. If you can get your landscape in control, it really helps a lot. And sometimes you might not need pest control once you get your landscaping under control. But if you're having issues, that's one thing to look at very carefully. Look at the debris you have, look at the plants you have, look at the proximity to the house, any water leaks or overwatering that might be occurring, or lack of drainage that might be happening on the property. And then, it's very holistic what we do. We look at simple things like how bugs get into the home and try to put physical barriers in place so that you don't have to use harsh chemicals to control the problem. If you can prevent them from getting in, most people just don't want bugs in the house. So that's half the battle right there. Once you do that, then you go on the outside and start looking at what you're going to apply once it's in a place that's conducive to a good treatment.
Well, that went really well. First time we've had a customer on the channel. Definitely excited that she was so open to it. I think it worked out pretty well. Hopefully you learned something and it was educational. Scott is somebody who's extremely smart, and I've learned a lot from him because he treats our property and some other family members and people that we know. So yeah, what a cool, it's always fun to get to visit and network with other small business owners that are owner operators because they know their stuff, and it's easier to relate to them. So yeah, it was cool. But it's past 5 o'clock. That was fun, took our time, and I'm glad we did. So thank you, Myra and Scott, for being on the video and for trusting us with these dumpsters. So we'll get this emptied in the morning. We got a few more junk jobs to go do though.